All right, so let's see what happens. I just push the button there, and let me see if what's happening over here. Excellent connection, and we're live. We are live in living color. I got the wrong screen on and everything. What's going on, everybody? B.O.B. Nothing but the best of the best over here on Cakeology, baby. Hey, listen, you know we talk about business, money, success. And today I've got a very special guest with me, Noelle Randall. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. It's so good to have you on. In case
Thank you. Good to
you
be
guys, if
on.
this is your first time meeting Noelle, Noelle is a real estate investor. She's a YouTuber, a mom of 5 kids. She's like a superwoman. She did an abracadabra right before the stream. She turned from mom to the Wonder Woman or something. You know what I mean? You know, she got the gold headphones on and everything. So we are live in living color here for you guys to answer questions. We're gonna put that real estate together with that business credit, and we're gonna get to know Noelle.
It's a good combo.
Yeah, it is a great combo.
That's a great combo. It is
yeah.
the combo that they need.
It is.
It really is.
So come on in. What's going on, Noelle?
So, like I said, great combination. It's really what people need. Obviously, I enjoy business credit. I love what you're teaching. Love your message. Everyone needs to know how important business credit is to their success. Like, it is the thing. So I just absolutely love that. That's what you're talking about. Big ups for that. And obviously, when we combine that with the real estate investing, then I think that's the key to success in this thing. So I'm happy to be here talking about this. Happy to be on the show. Excited. Let's do this.
Absolutely. I love it. So before we get started, I just want to get to know you a little bit, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, me and Noelle, we didn't even talk before the stream, you know, and I was cool with it, you know. We were trying to get in contact a little bit throughout the day. You know, I'm busy, she's busy. So I texted, you know, I waited, you know, I'm waiting, you know, I'm trying to be cool, I'm waiting, you know, so, around 7, I get ding, 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 ding. So she, you know, I was like, so when do you want to be on? She said, well, you know, just 15 minutes before. I said, 15 minutes before. Me and Justin normally on here 2 hours trying to figure this stuff out. You know? So I said, okay, you know something, 15 minutes. And, you know, hey, when the Noelles line up and the stars line up, listen, I was having technical difficulties, but I pushed the button and bam, here we are.
Bam. I knew you could do it. That's why I gave you 15 minutes. Ladies, that's another thing too. First and foremost, as a woman, if you set a short, men take longer to do everything. So we already know. Just give them a quick amount of time and they will definitely deliver. The end.
Well, you know something, I'm gonna back that up, because I know me, and everything I do is long. You know what I mean? So you know, so I'll agree with that.
Well, I just knew you'd figure it out. I don't know about all that, but I definitely knew.
No, I take a long time to do everything. I'm not gonna lie. Everything about me is long. I might as well be called Long Bob.
Right.
That's my new name, Long Bob.
Long Bob.
Hey. It could be worse.
It could be worse. It could be. It could be Short Bob.
Yes. Listen, there's rich problems and there's broke problems. There's long problems and there's short problems. You know what I mean? You're gonna have
story.
Problems. Yeah. But I take the long rich problems.
I would too.
You know.
Me too.
So Noelle, listen, I looked at your channel. I'm already a fan now. Okay, so I love what you do as far as the whole real estate investing, getting out there, and also empowering women to really make it happen and to really take charge. How did you get involved in all this, man? I mean, it's just overwhelming. I'm just loving.
Yeah.
And then I went to your channel, and the video that came on, it was bumping. I was like, we're gonna play that in a minute, but I want you to talk about it first.
So long story, obviously I started off in corporate America. I started investing in real estate probably in 2002, 2003, but I was working a corporate job, just kind of doing some fix and flips on the side, thinking I kind of had things figured out because I have my job and I'm doing some fix and flips. But obviously I was very, very wrong. 2008 happened and I lost everything. Literally ended up back in my parents' basement with my husband and my 3 kids. We had foreclosures, bankruptcy. Like, we lost even the house that we were living in. Just did not know what I was doing.
Yeah.
Was a complete disaster. So end up back in my parents' basement in Connecticut. Just kind of decided like, oh, I'm a loser. Let me just go back to college. Let me start something else.
Yeah.
But while I was in school, obviously I'm a little bit older, in my late 20s, and got kids and family. So I didn't want to lose in real estate. So I ended up getting a coach, and he taught me something that I had never even heard of, ironically, being that I was a so-called investor. He taught me about wholesaling, where, you find people with property problems, they got foreclosure or bankruptcy or something like that. You market to those people, you get their houses, or, get a house under contract, and you find an investor who can fix and flip it, and you assign that contract to them for a fee.
Right.
And there were so many foreclosures that I just started making so much money, even while I was working. So I was able to kind of climb out of debt, fix myself together, get out of out of my parents' basement, and get my life back together. Wow. But I started working, kept working. Obviously, at that point, I had finished my college degree and things like that. Kept going to school. Just was, again, because I had lost so bad in real estate. I was just like afraid.
Were you still in Florida at this time?
Okay, so long story short, so I was in Atlanta when we started. Ended up back in my parents' basement, which is in Connecticut, where I grew up. I grew up in Connecticut, so born and raised. And I was actually going to the University of Connecticut, and that's where I got my degree. That's where, because I was a college dropout, basically. I'm saying this kind of proudly, but I was a college dropout. And then when I lost all my houses and went back to my parents' basement, I had to go back to college because they said, well, you can't live here unless you go to school or something.
Right. Absolutely.
So it worked out. It definitely worked out. So finish school, go back, start fixing and flipping again, just kind of with a job. Eventually started getting a bunch of rental properties and was able to quit those corporate jobs. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I actually even got up to VP at Chase. Was moving from state to state. At that point we were in Dallas because we moved back to Atlanta again. Then from Atlanta we moved to Dallas because real estate was kind of good and I had a great job at Chase as a VP. But it was from Chase that I was like, okay, like I'm starting to be able to climb the corporate ladder. I'm getting more rental properties. I really want to quit this job. I'm doing better and I got all this money coming in, but I didn't have my time. That was the thing that I really started to realize. You're not really rich. You're not wealthy. You're not really doing anything if you work all the time. If you have no time, are you really successful? No,
not at all.
And so I was missing my kids' games. I'm missing their recitals. I'm just like not really present as a mom. And so started just working my plan. And eventually I was able to get enough rental properties, probably a little bit over 40 at one point, and I was able to replace my 6-figure income. Okay. So you couldn't tell me nothing. I'm thinking, all right, quit the job, with my kids. I just got these rental properties. So I start teaching a few people, start my little coaching, because I got my properties and I'm free. And one of my students, it's a true story. One of my students, 18 years old, teaches me another thing. He's like, I can make 2-3 times what you're making on your rental properties with some Airbnb stuff. And I didn't it's about 2-3 years ago. I didn't really know about Airbnb. And I had those rental properties. He's like, get rid of them. Stop keeping people in there for a year. Put some furniture in those bad boys and make a whole bunch more money. Wow. And I kind of sarcastically didn't think it was possible, but it was.
So what year? So when you thought of this Airbnb thing, how long ago was that?
3 years ago.
About 3 years ago. Okay.
When I kind of got introduced to it. It's going on 3 years now. Yes, 2020.
All right. So, I know, listen, 2020 has been a year where I think all of the disaster movies have just come together as one, you know what I mean? So it's been crazy. So we know, and I was reading a lot, in the Wall Street Journal about how Airbnbs really got affected by this, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. Right now, I want you to really hear, and this is what I love. I love a strong, intelligent woman going out on her own, pivoting and making it happen. Okay, that's what I love. So
thank you.
Yes, and I tell you what, when you have your stuff together, then you're gonna attract the same type of people too. Okay.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
I started meeting a whole bunch of go-getters. It was crazy.
Absolutely. And it all comes, and I talk about this all the time. It all comes with love for self first. You know what I mean? If you love yourself, and right. this might sound, hey, hey Bob, you're conceited, and hey, listen, I'm a pretty boy, and I always did what I ever wanted to do. They looked on the street, they said I was walking down the street. I didn't even have a bus ticket. They said, oh, you must be rich. Where your Mercedes Benz at?
Because that's how you carried yourself.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So
that's
it's never about you making the money. The money has never made me. I always made the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right.
Money never made me. And whenever I had money, I think I was most unhappy when I had lots of money, when I didn't know how to handle it back in the day.
That's true. That's very true.
Very
true. And I think that was the lesson we both learned.
Yes. So, having a lot of money when you're young, and then you attract the wrong crowd. You're hanging out all the time. Right. You're focused on different things. Yeah. That's not building. That's the depreciating.
Right.
Right. But so I love to hear this type of motivation. So Noelle, how did you put it all together? How did you put it all together as far as because a lot about what we talk about here is funding. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because small business owners, they always, we got a great idea, but what about the money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What about the money? How do we get the money to start it?
Yeah. Here's the thing. I'm telling you, I don't even like telling people how I did it and how I came up with funding, because what you're teaching now is actually easier and smarter. Like I had to build, like I said, I basically was wholesaling where I didn't have to use my money. I didn't have to use credit. I was just getting a contract and then flipping that contract, and then they gave me money. And I did a few of those deals, and I was making at least $5,000 off of those. Like I said, I paid for the coaching. He taught me how to do it, and I killed at it. Like, I'm like, okay, you tell me I'm supposed to get $5,000 doing this? I went out, I did what he said, I was getting $5,000. He said, you get 2 or 3 of those and you build up 15, 20,000. Then we can partner and I'll do a fix and flip with you. Then we did a fix and flip, got 20, 30,000 from that. Then he's like, okay, you got to reinvest. Let's do another one. So I built it differently. And now, honestly, I don't even like telling people that, because building the business credit and then getting into real estate is smarter now. It's a faster, better way to do it. It's not, we can do it, and I can tell you my way, and it still works. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It's a car that still drives. Oh, yeah. But, with technology and the stuff that we have now, let's take advantage of the opportunity that we have, because people could do stuff that I did faster than I did it. Absolutely.
And, you hit it right on the head. I mean, technology nowadays, it allows us to do so much where we could... this is the best time, I think, for a small business person.
Businesses, yes. And women-owned businesses, and I'm sorry, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, veteran-owned businesses. This is the time. If you, I don't know, I'm just about to start screaming. Why does everybody?
Exactly. And we were talking a little bit about this before the stream. I said we both must be a little bit crazy. You said it because you already heard from Bob. I'm crazy. And then we talked about it. We said both of us must be a little crazy because it's 9:00 at night on a Tuesday, and we're getting ready for the stream, like we're going out to the club or something.
Right, and we were excited. I cannot wait to tell people this. Oh, high five! Meeting a new person that's doing something. Yes, absolutely.
It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. I want to take a few comments from the team out here today. We got some real loyal subscribers. Mr. Mentor is always in the house as usual. What's up, baby? He says, Noelle Randall, welcome to our zone.
Welcome, Mr. Mentor. Hello.
Yes.
I love it.
And this my main man right here. He points blank travel right here, Noelle. He's also got a YouTube channel, and he talks about the credit cards and his experience and journey in the personal credit realm right there. So Points Blank, what's up, baby?
Hello, Points Blank.
And then Melanie Stewart, this is all family right here. Melanie Stewart always here. Hi, Melanie, what's going on? Miss Ivy in the house, what's going on, family?
That's right. Hello, hello.
Mr. Jackson, Kevin Jackson in the house.
Hello, Kevin Jackson.
Mr. Jackson
looking sharp in that suit.
Yeah, looking like Obama's
looking like $1 million bucks.
Looking like Obama's little brother, like you got Secret Service around him or something too. What's up, baby?
I love it.
Point blank, what's up, baby? Everybody saying hi. Daryl, what's going on? What's up, Cake and family? We appreciate you in the house tonight. Listen, if you guys are watching on the replay, we do appreciate a like. And if you're loving it, please consider subscribing to my channel, Cakeology. And don't forget to check out Noelle's channel too. So it is Noelle Randall on YouTube. I'm going to bring her channel up because I was joking about this, but I'm serious. I mean, when I heard her channel, I couldn't stop dancing for a minute. Let me bring this up so you guys can hear this. I want to dance now when I'm hearing her stuff. Look at this video.
Hi, this is Noelle Randall.
Oh gosh.
Look at this video. Sweet. Look at this.
More great news for real estate investors.
How would you like to be a boss? I'm going to show you how.
Hold on, this. You guys can't see how I'm dancing. Yeah, hold on.
So let's talk about wholesaling now.
You know what I mean?
So they should subscribe just for that.
Yeah, you gotta subscribe just for that. Hey, listen, let me
just
play
for that.
Yeah, let me play this back. I don't think you guys heard me.
Hi, this is Noelle Randall.
Okay, you dance just as bad as I do.
Real estate investors.
You feel me? All right.
How would you
And
like to
I
be a boss?
dance.
Hey, I'm the best chair dancer there is. No one can dance in a chair better than me.
See, I'd rather just get up and do whatever I'm doing, even if it's not good.
Me too. Oh, I'll get up and do it too now. Don't get me wrong. I'm the first one on the dance floor.
Right, me too.
Yeah, by myself. I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, they be like, oh, what's wrong with you? Ain't nothing wrong with me. What's wrong with you?
Right, let's do this.
Yes, I got too much champagne. I got too much money. What you talking about? Would you forget I was rich? Oh, Lord. I hate it when they forget that.
Right?
Yeah, then I have to show them I don't like to, you know what I mean? Hitting them beside the head with a stack of hundreds. Hold on, let me stop, man. Who's on the chat? Please comment down. What's up, baby? All right, Ulysses, what's going on? Hello, everyone. Hey, who's got questions for Noelle? Because, I thought you guys were going to bombard her with all kinds of 524 questions. She was with I don't know if I should say that.
No, you could tell them.
Okay.
I legitimately worked there.
She did.
Like, what are they gonna do?
She did. Yeah. So, okay. Now, I want to fast forward a little bit to today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's talk about 2020 now. Let me get comfortable.
Yes.
2020. Oh my God. We're all in it. We're all experiencing it. And being a real estate investor years ago, I want to know from someone that's in the game right now, how does a regular person even start to think about how to play this game again?
Yeah.
They
should be definitely playing it.
Okay, they should. Okay.
Real estate is still the number one way to wealth. We know that. It's still, everyone needs a place to live. They do. And I'm not saying that you need to go the old school route and try to get 40 houses like we did, but real estate is still the number one way to wealth. It's appreciating assets, the tax write-offs, still a great business, land values. If you buy homes in the right places, legacy is something you could pass on. I cannot think of another investment, honestly, straight up investment besides real estate that's been as stable year over year. Okay. And this is, from my experience, and this is even educational. I literally have an MBA. It's the same thing in business school. You're going to need physical assets that are appreciating. Okay. Right. So should they be doing real estate? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, do we have to do some of the mistakes that we did before with the subprime lending and stuff like that? Maybe. If we're now trying to get income producing properties, are we just trying to get properties to show for front and this, that, and the other? Or are we going to buy properties smart and then sell them smart?
Right.
That's something different.
Right. So right now, because I watch a lot of Grant Cardone, and then now I'm watching Noelle Randall, and then I watch a few other real estate gurus, but none of them have an MBA. Let me just say that, by the way. So so
I actually have 2 master's degrees.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. 2.
I'm not bragging. I'm just saying. I actually have a master's of economics from Penn State, and I have an MBA from Baylor. So some of the stuff that they say, some of it's real world, but some of them actually doesn't have. They haven't really looked at it or know why they're saying some of the stuff that they're saying. Right. So I just give you, a little caution there.
Well, see, listen, I feel you, because anytime I go somewhere, I don't know if you saw my thing about being brown and black in the beans, but,
right?
But anytime I go somewhere, I go like I want to go, and then they say, well, what this and this? It's a lot of money. Oh, really? I'll take 2.
Right.
I take 2 then.
Right.
Wrap it up. You know what I mean?
That's right. Right. I do. I do.
Want to play with me? All right, I'll take 2. And I tell you what, I'm not buying from you. I'm gonna buy from the other salesperson anyway.
Right. Right.
And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna be back to return this stuff after I wear it one time.
No, that's what they want you to do.
You know what I mean? I'm coming back. I'm bringing your Louis Vuitton shoes back after I party in them tonight. That's how I'm cut.
You're so funny.
You know what I mean? Mess with me if you want to. I'll go out to the club with the tag on still. Yeah, right. Anybody ask me, hey, listen,
That's
you got
funny.
the tag on? Hey, I forgot, it's brand new. Stop sweating me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop sweating me. I know I'm hot. Let me What's going on in the chat? I'm going crazy. I'm having such a good time tonight with Noelle. Make sure you guys check out Noelle's channel on YouTube. And I'm gonna I want to bring your website up too now, Noelle. Okay.
Okay.
And
okay.
So right now, are you? If a new investor, if somebody wants to, get some knowledge on how to get into the game, do you have anything to help them right now?
Oh, yes, definitely. So honestly, of course, if people are wanting to learn to invest in real estate, of course, I teach it. I have a great, a whole team of people, and it's actually grown. We have a program with mentorship that we teach on it. Obviously, though, I cannot mentor everyone. So it is definitely by application only. Okay. However, if we're talking about just straight up investing, because I had been doing this for so many years and partnering with all different people and had all these different properties and contractors and all this other stuff, we literally created a crowd fund where we've raised, if you look on it, actually, I'm not sure if you have that link up. If you could go to True Crowd, I'll have you pull that one up a little bit later. We've raised nearly $200,000. And what we're doing is, all of our students, they just put in about $500. You can put in as little as $500, and we're buying properties, income producing properties only. Of course, that's the goal of this, and we're splitting the profits with all of our investors. So it's an easy way for people to get started in investing and kind of see what we're doing. If you can't get into Grant Cardone's and stuff like that, you mentioned Grant. I love what he's doing, but you need at least $5,000. Okay, and in his returns, I love him to death, but they're 6 to 8%, because we're newer, we're starting off, and we're doing Airbnb and short-term rentals. Our profit margins are really high. Our projections are over 20%. So for our investors, so you can start a little bit smaller. Again, learn all of this stuff from the behind the scenes, see the type of properties we buy.
How do people get involved? Where should they go?
Okay, so go to True Crowd real quick. TRU.
True Crowd?
Yep, True Crowd. TRUCROWD. Because I was investing with a lot of people, okay? Been doing this for a while and, doing a lot of joint venture group, deals. But really, most people had to have a lot more money.
This is really amazing right here, yeah. I love this.
Yeah. So, look, there goes New Res right there. You see it to the right?
Gotcha, right here. Okay.
New Res, that one there. Yep.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah, So again, we just launched this a couple of months ago. coronavirus slowed us down a little bit, but we actually have a lot more than what is showing on the screen. That's just the people that use this website. So I also have a few other, probably another $100,000 that we've raised. So we've already started buying properties. Got some amazing stuff
I'm Kevin
going.
Harrington, an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. You're about to learn about a major new development in the world of real estate. Now, everyone's heard about Airbnb and huge growth of the home sharing industry, but now for the first time, you can own a piece of hundreds of properties that are working with the Airbnb platform to generate monthly rental income that is 200 to 300% higher than typical results. Do you have to buy properties yourself or find tenants?
I love how you have Kevin on here.
Are you required to invest thousands of dollars? No. Sounds impossible, right? Well, all you have to do is simply learn what one nationally known entrepreneur has discovered and now applies. Get ready to be totally surprised. Be part of a group of real estate early adopters that are entering the explosive world of home sharing.
Sweet.
Yeah. Sweet. So yeah, me and Kevin had talked about that. Actually, I met Kevin probably, again, about 3 years ago, and he's a product guy, so he was kind of not, with the real estate. He definitely was interested, but I think when we kind of started telling him like what we were doing, and he started to see it, he was super interested and really wanted to get involved and endorse this in a major way. So that was awesome.
I love it.
And he was even at the launch party that we did in February that we live streamed. It was so packed in that building. Like, it was an amazing launch party that we did in February.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it. I love it. So, okay. So now we can invest a minimum of $500 and be a part of it. That's amazing.
Literally. And every 3 months we distribute profits to our investors. And then we also have a program where if you have properties that you say you don't want to manage, you want to try to get involved in real estate, you have a couple of properties, you can literally pitch those properties over to us and get revenue from those properties. So say you have a friend that has a rental property and they're having trouble getting it rented. You refer those properties to us. If you're an investor, you get revenue off of that each month.
Wow, love it.
Yeah. So we want to get people. We want to get as many people involved. They got to start getting their taste, getting their share, starting to see and just build on this. I think that's the real way that we're going to change this. Our stance. In the world, our position.
Absolutely. I love it. Who's got some questions for me and Noelle? And we're gonna put it all together. I want to say what's up to Chaz Carruthers. Because of Noelle, I started my LLC back in March. She makes everything so clear. Wow, amazing, great.
Wow,
we love it,
Chaz. Appreciate you.
There you go.
I'm glad you got that LLC. You should put in the chat with the name of your LLC. We'll shout you out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's support one another. One another.
This is my main man, David Moss, the Amex King, checking in. What's up, baby?
Hey, David.
We got who we got? Gone Ransom. Gone Ransom. All right, baby. What's up? What's going on, baby? We appreciate you. If you're new to the live stream, hey, go on Ransom and hit that like button. Ricky G, what's up, baby? In the house. Hey. Chase King in the house. He says, my brother Cake, I'm loving this live. You killing it. I appreciate it. Hey, it makes it a lot easier when you got someone like Noelle on the stream with you. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, normally, my normal Cake, I would be like, I'm not talking about Noelle, but I'm talking about, for example, cars. They say you have a beautiful car. I say I make the car look good, baby. What's happening? You know what I mean? But in this case, you're gonna give me a little credit. In this case, I'm gonna give it to her. She making it. Talking about Noelle, I want to take you out. Hey man, she got 5 kids, dude. For real. You got to have your cake up to mess with me. You got to take all 6 of them out. Right. And she got a husband. He gonna be. That's true. Pick them all up. Right. He gonna want some takeout. He gonna be like, bring me some back. Yeah. That's what I tell my girl. She was like, he want to take me out. Where are he taking you? Right, bring me back some. Yeah, can I get a carry out from there? So you don't mind if I go? No. That's what happened.
Dude, that's what happened. We've been married for a long time. Be like, man, I know you coming back.
Yeah, unfortunately. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing around. I ain't got nothing but love over here, baby. You know how we roll.
You definitely. I'm glad you got your own show. You type of person I would say you should have your own show. So I'm glad you do.
Well, thank you. I
Get
appreciate
these jokes
everybody.
out.
Hey, see why it makes it funny is because it's real. You know what I mean?
Right. It's true.
It's so real.
It's so
like,
you.
My girl be like, you not jealous? He trying to talk to me? Nah. Does he have some money? What does he do? Does he want some business credit? Go get his number.
Right. Do you
What
want to invest?
What good are you? What good are you looking all fine and stuff hanging around me? You costing me money. Go on ahead and give me some customers or something. Oh man, hold on, let me stop, man. Let me stop before I get my girl in here.
But you hear this, right? But she coming in and turn the thing off.
Yeah. Oh, you want to talk stuff? Well, I tell you what, you ain't nowhere I can go to. You know what I mean?
Then you just gonna be homeless. Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll be live streaming from the parking lot. Yeah. Rod, what's going on, baby?
I love it. Nobody has any business credit questions either, because I'm telling you, I think that's the lick, like the business credit mixed with the real estate investing. Like, oh my gosh, I literally tell my students, that's what you want to do. Of course, get the business license and set everything up. But when you get the business credit and you literally think about this for a second. Yeah. Like I'm telling people, because I did it incorrectly. I teach people the right way now. Imagine how easy it is to walk away from a 6-figure job if you have a line of credit in your business's name versus if you don't.
Thank you.
Okay. I did not, I was a little late to the game when it came to business credit. That's why I appreciate people like you teaching about this, because I was late to the game. Now, obviously I caught up. I got 50 million business credit cards now, but I was late to the game. I was, and it stressed me out. And that was one of the reasons I stayed working longer than I needed to, because I didn't feel well funded. You know, even with the income that I had coming in from the properties, one thing to have cash flow, it's another thing to have cash flow and reserves.
Right. And
so come on.
Noelle, let me say this. And I'm gonna use this as an example. But you guys know I'm running for president 2020. I financed my whole campaign off my Navy Federal credit card. Okay. 0% interest. I'm financing my whole campaign. Now, yes, that's me because I'm running for president. Now, if you're, say, example, you're working full time at your job, but you got a dream. Then this raggedy spot ain't it. Right. So, but you're making 6 figures. So it's raggedy, but it ain't that raggedy either. You know what I mean? Right. So you hate it, but it pays. Right. So what do you do? So what do you do? Now, not like Nicole said, what if you had a 100, 200, 300, a line? What if you had a stack of credit cards that, hey, you know, these are all 0% for 18 months. I'm out here. Right. For 18 months then. Right. I'm out here. And if it all goes down the drain, then I'll be back. I'll hold on right there. I'll be back again. Right. And here's the thing, you most likely won't be. What does everybody always complain about? One of the complaints I hear so much, and again, no politics, we're not really talking politics, but one of the things that I always hear people say when they're like, all right, you got all this money, Noelle, blah, blah, blah. How can I do the same thing? And they'll use Donald Trump. Like, well, the reason why he was successful in real estate is his dad, gave him $1 million. And I'm like, okay, if somebody gives you 300,000, is that not enough? Yeah. What if I can show you 150, 200,000? That's good too. Okay, it's not $1 million. Let's roll that. You'll roll with that? So you have the same opportunity as Donald Trump, so stop acting like you don't. Listen, Noelle, I rolled 10 G's into millions. You understand? I rolled $10,000 into millions. Okay. I love it. Tell everybody how. Tell me how. You want to hear? Well, let me just start with the story. Just as a tidbit. See, I sat up for that. Yeah, this is just a tidbit. But, okay. I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. Okay. So my brother, they're doctors and professionals and all that stuff. And I was going to school for medicine. So I was going to school to become a doctor. Okay. Because, growing up, your parents gave you one or two choices. Either you're a doctor or you're an engineer. There was no because my mom, she's very well educated. My dad was an engineer, and
my dad too.
Yeah.
Funny story. Mine too. Still is.
It still is. Yeah, exactly.
Still is.
Still is. Still kicking. Still getting on my nerves. But
still
I love
kicking.
Him.
Right. Love too.
I want him to keep getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? Just keep doing it. Just stay kicking, baby. You know what I mean? So
that's right.
Yeah. So at that time, my love for being an entrepreneur took over my fear of failure. Okay. And I left everything and I started my first business was a cell phone business. This is back in the day when beepers were out. Okay.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So I had those Bravo Plus, those beepers,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's how I started. This is when it all first started. This is when the beepers first came out, the phones first came out. I ordered them from China. This is before anybody thought about importing from China. So those accessories that I used to sell for $25. Remember those cases and all those stuff?
Yeah. Make them clear, make them
guess
purple.
Guess how much they cost me, Noelle? 15 cents.
No clue. Wow. Okay. That was the profit margin on those things?
Yes. 15 cents.
It's like what is it, jewelry and mattresses? I thought I had the best. That's what I was always told. But now I see it was beeper cases.
Oh my God. It was beeper cases. It was phone accessories. It was those cords. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah, the cords were like 75 cents. That's why anybody came in, they were like, my cord don't work. Man, give me the cord. Man, give me another one. Oh, wow, you're wonderful. Right. Yeah, all right.
Right.
Get up out of here.
I know. I done bought a bunch of them cords, and I was that person. I was like, "Oh, thank you."
I'm like, hurry up and buy in there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like, menace to society.
Hurry up and buy. Get out.
Hurry up and buy. Yeah, you not buy fast enough. You know what I mean?
You that guy.
But I'm Indian.
So
I'm Indian, so I'm like, you're not buying fast enough. Would you like a hot dog and slapping with that, please? So that's how I'm rolling. Hey, I can do it because I'm Indian. Anybody else does it, they getting cracked over the head with a stack of hundreds. You know what I mean? That's one of those things. Anybody else start talking about, do you need a hot dog and fries with that, please? Would you like Dunkin' Donut? Which donut would you like?
Are you doing
would you like coffee with that donut? Hey, wait a minute. You are short 2 pennies. You are short 2 cents. We do not have that. You cannot have this donut if you do not have the 2 cents. Please leave the building. You know what I mean? I do. That. Anybody else? They getting cracked over the side of the head with a stack of hundreds.
True story.
Yeah. Man, I'm having such a good time. I'm having such a good time. Does anybody have a question in the chat still?
Or does anybody else want to date me?
Who wants to? We might as well just make it the whole love stream. You know what I mean? Let me start interviewing people like, that blind date show. Remember? Remember back in the day? They had those 3 people over there, and you'd be asking questions and stuff. What was the name of that show?
I think it was Blind Date or something like that, right?
Okay, yeah.
I think so.
All right, so who want to date Noelle now? I'm charging now. I'm charging. $100 application fee. Hey, Gaze Bond said, "Hey, Chase King, man, she said she had a whole husband. I know what you meant, but the way you asked, it's all right, baby.
It is.
Hey, shoot your shot. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You might be having marital problems. You never know.
Exactly, you never know. I'm not, but I always tell people shoot your shot.
Yeah. And that's the same thing in business.
Right.
Hey, what's Chaz talking about?
Okay, I want to buy a home through my LLC. Should I buy my own house first? Do you recommend buying a duplex? Actually, absolutely. So two things. Yes, you should buy your own house first, just because if you buy and buy a duplex, if you can find one as your first primary residence, because a duplex really falls under a single family and you can get great financing, high LTVs, 97%, put 3% down, even use down payment assistance programs, pretty much, get the property without putting very much capital in, move into the property. Of course, not going to tell you to commit mortgage fraud, but at one point
Right.
you'll have at least one rental property off the rip. And again, check with your lender or whatever. You don't have to stay there a long time to turn that other unit into a rental property and go ahead and get you another property. So yes, absolutely. Start with your own first home. Before, going and buy investment properties, because your first home, now that you know that you want investment properties, you'll buy it the right way, and you'll buy it with the intent that, okay, I'm going to turn this property into a rental property. Usually most people buy their first home. What are they doing? Little stupid stuff. Oh, I want, new construction or granite countertops and all this other stuff, but you're already ahead of the game. Yes.
You're
smarter than that. You're like, should I get a duplex? I want to get it in my LLC. So you're already thinking right. You're already going to buy the house with the right intent and not like, the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I love that one. Yes.
Absolutely. Noelle, I got a question for you. You know how Grant Cardone always says, like, buy property that you're going to invest in and rent where you're going to live?
Yeah.
What do you think about that? I mean, because I've always been, first of all, I want to hear your side. What do you think? Should you rent where you live and own what you rent?
That's not a hard and fast rule. I know what he's saying, and I actually do like that in many regards, because too many people are doing it the completely wrong way. Okay, so many people are like, "Oh my gosh, I should buy my home. I need to buy and own my own home." And really and truly, depending on your goal, that for the most people, that's not the right way to do it. However, you want to own properties. You're not going to always just rent properties all the time. Obviously you're renting a property just because you can rent a property and cash flow. You're missing out on the tax deductions. You're missing out on the appreciation. You're missing out on the generational wealth and stuff that actually owning that asset and paying down the lien that's on it is going to build. So is that a hard and fast rule? No. But is it wrong? No.
Right.
So I wish I could tell you like a straight up, like, no, Grant Cardone is crazy, or yeah, he's 100% right.
Okay. Well, I mean, that helps me. That helps me because because I've always wanted to have my own house because it provides me that comfort level that I could be there. It's mine. I love to decorate. I love to, be comfortable in my place. And sometimes you can't do that in a rental if you feel like, hey, I want to make some changes. I want to make it mine.
True story.
Yeah, and the way I look at it, Noelle, is like, listen, if you're happy, then you're going to be making money. Okay. If you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not happy, if you're not comfortable, then how are you going to be motivated to make more money?
Yeah. And that's a silly, like, hard and fast rule. If you can own a property, obviously you're owning properties, you're owning real estate in any regard. So in some of them, what difference do it make if you live in or if you don't live in it? You're going to need somewhere to live.
That's true.
At any point. So I've lived, like, for example, the house that we're in now, own this one. Last house, if you just saw me 3 weeks ago, we were in a rental property, but my house in Texas, we owned, and we put that one on Airbnb. So it's like, I lived in some of them. I don't live in some of them. If you have kids and your kids go to school, everybody's situation is different. And owning a home is not like the worst investment. People say it's the worst investment you can possibly make. No, it's not. Not if you buy the house, especially like our boy just said, I'm going to buy a duplex as my first house. You think that's stupid? No, it's smart.
No, it is. It is smart.
So why would I tell him, no, don't own where you live, rent a duplex?
Right.
What?
Absolutely. Jay King said he meant to say you want to take your course. Yeah, right, dude. Too late. I ain't mad at you.
Actually, I have a free. If you want to do a trade,
ain't nobody mad at you. Come on, now. Let's not take it back now. Come on, man. Come on, stay strong, brother. Stay strong. We ain't backing down just yet. Hold on, man.
He gave it real easy. No, I'm kidding. I like that he wants to take my course.
Right. Okay. Oh no, wait. I missed that question by Point Blank. Yeah. Point Blank says, Noelle, what do you think about Fundrise. Fundrise when it comes to starting out in real estate. I put a couple of stacks in that a few years ago, but wasn't really sure about it. We know anything about Fundrise?
I do. Fundrise is, again, a fund that same thing that you just, it's like a REIT, almost a real estate investment trust where you put your money in, they buy properties. The problem, if I'm remembering Fundrise correctly, is part of it does have too much tied to the stock market. And that part I didn't necessarily love, but would I say it's a bad investment? No. Have I really kept track of it? And again, this was when it kind of first came out and they were doing the commercials and stuff like that. I had looked into it. I've looked into Jay Morrison's funds. I've looked into Grant Cardone's funds. I've looked into a lot of people's funds. And I can't really say any of them are necessarily bad, especially if they've done the proper steps and put them through the SEC, Security Exchange Commission, because then, of course, they have that vetting and that oversight. And so, I feel like if they're doing,
Wonderful.
So yeah, no issues with Fundrise. None.
All right, awesome. We got another question here from John Thomas, and I appreciate that points blank. John Thomas says, "Can you invest?" That's what you're talking about, the REITs, right?
Yeah, REITs.
Yep, that own real estate on the stock market to get into real estate. Yeah, what do you think about that?
So that same thing. I mean,
Right, same
it's
thing.
an investment like getting in like in a mutual fund. So to me, is that really like that's a nice step in? But a lot of times you have to start with a high number. Most of them are 10. I haven't really seen any less than 10. I know there's a few may start at 5,000. But at that point, your returns are going to be very small. Okay. So you're gonna have to put a whole bunch of your money in, like a lot of your 401k, like $100, $200, $300,000 of your 401k. And at that point, I feel like you probably be better to do your own thing. Now, if you felt like I have no interest in actually learning any of this, I just want to put money in, not think about it, then absolutely.
Okay. And something that kind of reminds me of like the gold ETFs. As they compared to actually holding physical gold, because that's what I'm into. I've always, I've always been a ghetto Indian, and I like to wear a lot of gold, diamond, Indians are, we ghetto anyway, you know what I mean? Especially Punjabi, you know what I mean? So where I'm from, I want to be just, Mr. T was my hero when I was growing up. Okay. Let me just put it like that. Okay. So, I'm trying to be baby T, you know what I mean, in the future.
Right.
So, so I've always been interested in those precious metals. And so the difference between holding that ETF in metals and the difference between actually holding an ounce of gold in your hand, that's the same difference between owning a piece of real estate and buying that REIT on the stock market.
Correct.
Okay. Because when the stuff goes down, who you gonna holler at? JP Morgan or Merrill Lynch and them? Well, good luck. The bull outside waiting for you.
Right.
You know what I mean? The bull outside. Go holler at them if you want to in a time of a pandemic or something, or in chaos, and you're like, hey, what happened to my oh, see ya later. But if you have that house, you have that gold, you have that property, it means that they don't call it real estate for no reason.
Correct. It's a physical asset that you actually, now again, it's not as liquid, obviously property isn't as fast to be able to liquidate it as some of the other things, but at the same time, especially when it's leveraged, you have a lot of things that you could do with real estate. And people think having a debt or a mortgage against it is the worst thing ever. And actually it's not, because that's just like the bank is essentially an investor with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's another thing we're going to get into. There it is right there, Chaz. That's his LLC, Fam Estates.
Love it. Fam Estates. I like it. All right, I'm going to find you. Are you already, is he in the business directory and everything? I'm find you on Google.
Are you in 411? Do you have a professional website?
Yeah.
Have you
Correct.
Have you applied for such and such?
Correct. I hope so.
Yeah. Gomes says, how business credit card can you get from each LLC each year?
Ooh, that's you. He's asking you.
That's me. So business credit. Hold on. You want a business credit card in each LLC?
In each LLC.
Okay.
Right. So I like that.
Okay. So
let's talk through it.
Yeah. So So the way that you structure that, first of all, is all based on the foundation. You're going to be as successful in doing what you're talking about doing as your foundation.
Turn the light on.
Okay. So what do I mean by that? Okay, well, let me explain. If you have set up an LLC and they're all in your name and they all are registered to the same house, and you answering the phone like, hello, you know, with the kids, you know, with the kids in the background, you know what I mean? I'll tell you how many credit cards you're going to get every year. You're going to get...
Not very many.
Okay? So...
Right.
But if you have played the game smart, and maybe you contacted me, maybe you purchased my coaching tutorial, maybe you got a good mentor, maybe you got somebody that can explain how to set up your LLC and if you have partners, how to make all that happen. Then you build your business credit up along with your personal credit, and then the sky is the limit, baby. Sky's the limit.
That's a true story.
How many can you get if you set it up properly? 1 a month, 2 a month. You know, so you do the math,
right?
You do the math.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then the great thing about business credit too is every 6 months you can call them and ask to get the limits increased without as much fanfare as they do with personal credit. You know, like you call Chase regular Chase, but you call Chase Business Inc. It's totally different conversation.
Absolutely. And then not to mention, listen, when we're talking about business credit cards, the thing that I utilize the most, and I've seen Noelle also talk about those tactics, is that if you have those credit cards in your business name, they're not showing up as utilization on your personal. Okay, so you can charge those boys up, go buy some property, 0% interest, put it down, flip it up. Put some maple syrup in it and some cinnamon and whipped topping and pull it out the oven. It's baked like a cake, and you can pay the money back. So that's another beautiful thing about business credit cards, is that they're not showing up on. You talking to me?
No.
Oh, okay. All right, just checking. I'm like, because you gotta understand, I'm paranoid over here. Did I lose connection? What's going on here? You know what I mean? So
no. Yeah.
So that's listen. That's the real power of when you use that business credit and you have that good personal credit. That's all you need. You live in the United States of America. Even though whatever the problems are, believe me, you don't want to be anywhere else in the world. I've been there. Everyone should told me, go back to where you came from. I tried that one time.
Did you?
I did. I was like, well, if that's the case, then. I went back to India. I go to India. They're like, who are you? You ain't from here.
Right. You're American.
Yeah. You 6'3". Ain't nobody here 6'3". We all 5'1". What the hell are you doing here? You look like a mountain. You can't be in here. You know what I mean? So, hey man, it's rough out here, baby.
I love it.
It's rough
I love
out
it.
here.
No, you just spit some great information there. You're right. The personal and the business mixed together is like quickly sky's the limit for business funding for your business.
Oh my God.
And then the great thing about it is once you really kind of start doing it, you get to leave your personal credit alone. So you get good personal credit and you never really have to use it.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I look at how polite Daryl is. Since Chase King wanted to take you out, now he go on the other side of it. You know what I mean?
Ms. Randall.
Yeah, he's not even trying to. He ain't even trying to upset your husband at all on the replay. He's saying, Ms. Randall, when buying a home using business funding, would I need to set up an LLC as a holding company or better chances of approval? Great question. What do you think about holding companies, Noelle?
No, No,
Okay.
you don't want to do it as a holding company.
Okay.
Not when it comes to the bit. Okay, so obviously we're talking about business funding. And you again, I would defer to you as kind of the expert on this, but I know a lot of companies when I was going for business credit, they specifically made sure that you were not just a holding company, making sure you were just not a holder of other companies or just a holder of assets, and they don't really consider that like a true, I guess, business, and they want to know about the other businesses that are in the holding company. But if we're talking about like once you have your business set up with your real LLC, then you can also use that same LLC to purchase properties in.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So you don't necessarily need a holding company. Additionally, I know some people get multiple LLCs or a LLC for every single property that they own. And of course, that is definitely a strategy that you can use. And of course, obviously build credit in every single one of those LLCs. So that would be a better idea, but than making a holding company for holding the real estate.
Man, I got to tell you, I just feel like, I just feel so at one with you right now, Noelle. I mean, like in a business way right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like because what you said is just so powerful. There's nothing stopping you guys from having multiple corporations, okay, multiple companies.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
You go to my link on InkFile. It's in the description below. Okay, it's free. All you do is pay for the state registration. Use that link, affiliate link. Cake boy, I need some gas for the beans. So you don't necessarily have to build credit in your holding company. You can still have one, but why not have a separate LLC for every property? That's what I used to do. That's exactly what I used to do. Your house is crappy. It's this and that. I'm suing. All right. Okay. Let me call my team of crackheads in. You know what I mean?
Do they know what you mean when you say that? 'Cause that joke out of context is gonna be a little weird. Your team of crackheads.
Hey, listen, if you guys have invested in the inner city, okay, especially in up and coming neighborhoods, you're gonna have like the old residents that were there. Yeah, the old residents. You're gonna have to get to know them. And they do come in very handy, those residents. They're actually superhuman.
Many
I had
of
a
them.
crackhead go up a telephone pole with a single bound. He climbed a telephone pole in a single bound on crack. All right.
He was in Detroit. I was in that.
Let me stop.
You were definitely in Detroit.
Yeah, so I'm in Detroit, okay, guys? All right, Southwest Detroit.
I was in Atlanta. Our crackheads weren't that strong.
Man, my team of crackheads, we could stop a train if we wanted to. You know how the sewer gets backed up? Do we need to dig up the whole sewer pipe in the back? Dun, 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 dun. Me and my team of crackheads are on our way. It got so bad where I had all the other businesses talking about, can I hire your team of crackheads? Yeah, you can. How much you got? I was charging $25 an hour per crackhead. Let me stop, man.
Okay.
Let me stop. This Detroit stuff.
Okay.
You guys are from Detroit. You know about this stuff.
They know.
Yeah,
they know.
I
love
said
to
how
tell.
many business. Okay, we already asked. I already answered that.
Right. How many? As many as you want to. As many as they give you.
Yeah, as many as they give you.
You just got to get them hard inquiries to fall off.
Oh, that's no problem. Dispute.
Right.
Well, who was it? Wasn't Mr. Cake? You're saying all this all the time. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong with you? Cause I'm brown. Just dispute it.
Tim.
Yeah, just dispute it. Tim said, I just went under contract on a riverfront property, a short-term vacation rental,
and personal use for the win.
Perfect. So, Noelle, due to all this stuff going on right now, how are Airbnbs doing right now? Are they coming back? What's the situation?
Great question. So they are starting to come back, obviously. As the country is opening back up, people are starting to travel again. And in fact, it's so crazy. So fun fact, during quarantine, the vacation sites, airline travel, they got so much traffic. Now, people weren't buying any tickets. They weren't booking anything. But during quarantine, people were like crazy for vacation and crazy to travel and things like that. So they started just putting stuff in their car. People started thinking about where they wanted to travel. So now they're starting to open back up. We're starting to get a lot of bookings. Okay. Now, I'm still cautious. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Obviously, coronavirus is still a thing. Watching the cases, we're seeing, which parts of the countries want to be cautious. But I mean, at worst case scenario, I don't think this is going to go on for 2 and 3 years. So this is just like real estate. This is actually a great time to start acquiring properties and being smart, but you got to have enough capital to make sure you can keep them to weather the storm in case we have to go back into lockdown again. But do I think we're going to have the same exact thing next year? No, but okay. I didn't think they would lock us down for 3 months. So
it's been, I mean, I just can't believe it. It just seems like yeah, it's incredible. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody for joining us on the stream tonight. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Once again, make sure you guys do check out Noelle's channel. It's Noelle Randall on YouTube. Check it out. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys support her. I want to bring up Point Blank said he want to see the name of the investment again. So I'm going to bring that up again. It's on True Crowd. Okay. And let me just bring that up on the screen real quick so everybody can know where to go here. So there it is right here. And that is the name of the company, New Res Inc.
Yeah, it's New Res Inc. That's the name of this company. Specifically, just specifically for, we're getting just rental properties, and we're splitting the profits with our investors. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Most of the properties will be used for short-term rentals. We are going to obviously buy some properties that need a little bit of renovation, and our plan is obviously fix some of those up and then sell those and split the profits as well. So we have the cash flow from the short-term rentals, and then we'll have the cash flow the lump sum coming in from, kind of like the fix and flips that we're doing. So we're just acquiring properties, telling you guys what we do. We have monthly meetings, super transparent. We also want you guys, all of our investors, to bring us properties. Okay. This is not just about, we have our property acquisition strategy, but we want you guys, if you have properties, let us show you how we manage them. Let us show you how we make more on our properties than most people. So you invest and you get our knowledge at the same time. So we want to share everything, not just the money. We want to share the knowledge too.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful. So this is it's a great way to get in, to learn about the business. And I'll tell you guys, the most powerful thing is taking that first step. I cannot tell you how many times I just believed, just the faith, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you've grown up under the self-made mentality, all you have is faith in the beginning. You know what I mean? You make your money based just on your faith that you're gonna make it, that I'm gonna take this chance, and God or the power or whatever you believe in is gonna be on my side because I'm trying to make a right move for me and my family. So when you take that step out into the universe, that power comes and reaches back to you. You know what I mean? When I reach, God reaches back.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
that's right. And we only get one life. This is it.
Absolutely.
And all the stuff you want, you can have.
Absolutely.
It's all possible.
Absolutely. And I love it. I want to thank Noelle Randall for joining us tonight on the live stream. It's been a great time, Noelle. Thank you so much for being here.
I appreciate it. This was fun. Absolutely. This is fun. I cannot wait. I wish I would have had even a more opportunity to share this with more people on my channel. This is absolutely amazing. I love it. I love what you're doing. I love this conversation. I love all the people that watched us. They're different and they're smart too for spending their time listening to us, because this is awesome.
Well, we appreciate you. And we want you back real soon. And for everybody, once again, that's interested, check out New Res Inc. on True Crowd, and make sure that you guys check out Noelle Randall on YouTube and support her.
Thank you.
You know who I am, Cake Boy Diggy Dog. I'll be
Love
back
it.
again. I'll be back again on Friday, on our regularly scheduled program with Justin Vakula, Hurdy Gurdy Travel Podcast, and we'll do it all over again, baby.
All right.
I'm gonna be signing off. Let me get onto that screen, and I'm gonna turn the music up. I'm gonna turn the music up a little bit. Peace and love, baby.